Do you need a braking cue? That is the question. Do you? Really? Is it because we have a braking cue, we get splits like this? No. The reason for braking cues, I believe, if you want regular good splits like this, is practice. The reason behind a braking cue, I believe, is that you put less wear and tear on your normal playing cue. So rather than break the balls all the time with your main cue, wearing down the tip, possibly even bending the ferrule for miscuing, I believe that you can actually get longer life out of your playing cue if you use a braking cue. Now, what is a braking cue? It could be anything. Just because someone sells you a braking cue doesn't mean it's a braking cue. It's all about how much time and effort you put in to the breaks and how well you execute them, and the timing of the white ball, and how you get the white ball flowing through the pack and smashing the pack and not actually hitting the pack and the white ball flinging around everywhere. You'll see, I'll do it again right now. So you'll see when I break the balls that the white ball isn't hitting the pack and flicking around everywhere. And this is key to having a good successful break. So regardless of what happened there, yes, it's an unlucky kiss off, that's fine, but you can see I've practiced that much that my accuracy is actually quite high. Hitting the pack and the white ball, not flicking off everywhere. That's where you lose power and that's where you lose momentum. So you don't need a break cue for that, but having a braking cue is actually good in a way because you can have a bigger tip. All right, mine's about 13 mil. It's actually my 9-ball cue. I've said it before. It plays actually quite nice for 9-ball. It's just a cheap butt that I had laid down to how I like it, and it's a Z2 Predator shaft. So it tapers down here. So it feels like an 8-ball cue. It's not thick down here. It's actually quite thin. So I can actually play 8-ball with it as well. But I use it for braking because the tip size actually allows me to be a little bit less accurate and still hitting the white quite cleanly, where my 8-ball cue is actually an 8.5 mil tip. So if I'm off slightly, I'm going to throw the white ball quite a fair bit. And the secret to 9-ball cues is the way they layer their wood. They have hardly any throw. So when you hit the white ball, you can be just off and you're actually still going to hit the white ball in a straight line and not actually flick the white ball off to the left or to the right. So that's one advantage of breaking with a 9-ball cue. You can actually be a little bit less accurate and it still hit the pack quite perfectly. So do we need one? Well, again, like I said, I think it saves wear and tear on your playing cue. And I honestly think after practicing with this cue, I personally like having a separate cue, a braking cue. So therefore, I can have my less wear and tear on my main cue. Because if I break my main cue by accident, then obviously I'm in trouble. But if I break this by accident, I'm not too fussed. So when looking for a braking cue, I think you don't want something too heavy and you don't want something too light. So I reckon a braking cue around about the 18 ounce, somewhere around there, give or take. It could be 17, 16 and a half. I would say anywhere between 17 and 19 for a braking cue, ounces. And it's very important not to grip when you're braking, not to grip it too tight. You actually want to have quite a loose grip. So as you come through, it's quite loose and you're actually allowing the cue to do the work through the white ball. All you're doing is spending those hours trying to perfect hitting that pack and coming either straight back or off to the side that way. So it's all about accuracy. You get your accuracy right, your timing and your power, they'll all follow, all right? I'll do another break and I'll show you the difference between when I hit the pack and I don't hit the middle ball properly and the white ball flicks everywhere. Someone might get down, they'll go to break the balls, and they do something like that. You can see how, yes, it's still a nice split. It always happens on camera, but you saw as I hit the pack, the white flick off to the side. Now you can do that on purpose, but that wasn't done on purpose that time. I lost a lot of power because I flicked off the pack. If you want all that power, you need to hit the pack directly and make the white ball come back pretty much in a straight line. Now, you do not want to play top because you can lose power. If anything, you want to play middle ball or bottom. So I'll do one more, and this time I'll play probably off to the side, and I'll play almost at about 80 or 90% of breaking power, and I'll try and get my accuracy and timing to perfection in a way. Right, so here, I'm going to be aiming for here. Now I want to aim a little bit lower than the center. I'm going to aim quite low this time. So you can see how I came back here. So like I said before, I either want to come back here or I want to come back at this angle. Now, if you're playing from here, try and come back from here. If you're playing across here, I suggest you try and aim for this part. Now, you can get good at it. The more and more you practice, you can hit the pack and come back to here every single time, or come back to there every single time if you want. And one last thing, the biggest tip, if you want to get better at breaking, have one ball on the table. So have one ball. All right, this is how you practice breaking. Put one ball, so there's a black dot there. That's where the front ball would be for when we're breaking. All right, and all you're doing is just hitting. So just do it just off center like this, and pretend that there's a pack there, and try and hit this quite hard. And try and get a good white ball. So the white ball's not flicking off this. Something like this. So you can see how I hit the ball and it didn't flick off anywhere. It literally just stopped. So I'll try it again. Okay, something like this. So this is exactly how you want to practice your breaks. I got all the power in there, the white ball hardly moved, and you're concentrating on that front ball. So many people, because there's a pack there, they don't concentrate on that front ball. And therefore, they hit the pack and the white goes everywhere, and they lose power, they lose timing, and they almost fail break, or they don't get good splits. So again, ball there, practice this, get down, and you can see how I'm doing this on the fly. I've done thousands and thousands of these breaks and I've practiced it. So if you can do that and stop the white ball, then your breaks will get better. So yes, I'll always use a breaking cue. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're comfortable with it and you practice with it. That's it. So hope you like this one. Please, if you do, just hit the like button. That really helps the channel. And I'll see you on the next one.